So welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream, live peoples, recorded for Ustream.tv and also for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I'm working on my Oogie HK1560 drawing tablet, and I'm in Artrage, and I've scanned a few pictures of butterflies in, and I'm using my laptop to kind of pick out, I'm using my phone to pick out some nice photographs on Google so I can get some good images going. So hopefully I should be in frame. And then to do this. So hang on just 2 seconds, guys. I'm just trying to find chat. And there's a new thing acquired. A new thing's happened on Chrome, and it stops everything, and it's such a pest. Goodness me, let me just put this a bit bigger because that chat is extremely small. Right, hopefully that shouldn't be too bad. So we've got 2 of these butterflies. I'm having a quick look. Some have come an orange tips with some yellow. I think I like that one. I think that's really pretty, that one. So he actually has kind of like a fawny brown rather than the other one I had was like orange. Oh, that was the other one, orange tips and then blue. So let me just have a look. Let me have a look and see if I think actually that's probably him more. So that's the picture I'm going to go for. I'm just going to put that there. I shall move my colours across, and I can lean that here so I can just have a good, oops, and I need to just put that bit. So if we lay that there, I can see what I'm doing. So there's a kind of a pale blue, so we'll get that one in first. It's probably more of a blue than a... So I'm working in blendable markers, and I'm on 1% because I like to work in blendable markers, and I work normally 300%. So this blue is only here, and I've created another layer, an extra layer in Artrage. So and it's only because I don't want to be blending this black line, because when you first download anything into Artrage or most of the art software, your first layer is your drawing, whether it's your own drawing or somebody else's, and it's likely to move. So if you can go into layers and create one layer And I don't normally do lots of layers. I just want to use it as I traditionally would do. So I create one layer, so that doesn't touch the original colour, but I've got something to work from. And then I work on the top layer. And the other reason I do this is that sometimes when I've been playing a little while, this hand is a little bit kind of not well, shall we say. And actually you can see that this butterfly here doesn't really have these markings. So I'm going to go a bit paler and just put maybe even white. So if you blend white over the top, and you can get a gorgeous blend. Now this white is actually quite white, so it's very light, is this. And I can go back in there and play later. I just want to get a little bit of a feel. This gives that little bit more reality. Oh, I've got lots of things there. So I hope everybody's okay. Thanks for joining me, guys. This is a live stream with live people, so people are typing things in, and I can actually see, a bit of chat. So I really wanted to work from reality, really, and I like working from reality, and I particularly like this particular butterfly. So I tend to Google things, and of course we've now got this gorgeous leaf that we can relate to, because he's actually sitting on a leaf. So we've got the best of both worlds there. So we've kind of got a bit of white going here, and the beauty of this is if you're on the layer above, you can get rid of your black. It's probably here. You can get rid of that black line. So I always like to do that. And then there seems to be this theme going on around here as well. So we've got by working this way, you can be more realistic. You can bring more photorealism into it. And the beauty of this, you can move it about, you can blow it up, you can move it. This is what I love about Artrage. It's very simple. This is just very gentle. As long as it's lit green, you can move this around to make it more comfortable. So remember, all these things got to be comfortable to work on. Colours are here that I keep, and I'd forgotten to do that, so I know what they are. And all your tools are here. Now I actually don't need any more tools. I've got one blender. I use the blendable marker, excuse me. I have a blendable marker, and I use it on 1%, and I use it as I would blend normal markers. So that white goes around here, and then we've got some little bits of white there. So some's been put in for you and some hasn't. Oops. So you can go over it, so if you make a real boo-boo, you can get rid of it. And we can just have a touch of that up there. I don't work more than 300. That's normally my limit. I just like 300. I just think that's a bit easier. And that tends to go up to there as well. So that goes up there. Oh, thank you, darling. Oh, no, that's Amy's. I bought Amy a Yugi E70, I think, and it has exactly the same pen, so my pens work with hers. So I've got 2 pens for this, and I thought if she broke a pen or lost it, I can still use the same thing. So I thought that would be quite good. Tight Yorkshire lass, you see. So hubby's just brought me hers through, because she's brought her little tablet home, so I will be working with that. fact, I should have done that today actually. So hers is just a black, and that works very well with my little laptop. Is when you buy Artrage, you have 3 versions of it, so you can download it to 3 different places. So I downloaded it on 2 of my laptops, and my daughter downloaded it on hers. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Artrage. No, Artrage is only, I can't think if Artrage is 1. I can't remember. I think Artrage is the couple. You get a couple with Artrage and a couple with Corel as well. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me, but different things confuse me. So again, I want tap yellow, and we're going to put, and because the butterflies actually markings are this way, I'm actually going to work in that kind of direction, if that makes any sense. Oh yes, Claudia says she loves colouring things that they're supposed to be. You just get that little bit more realism. It's like the Harry Potter ones. I like the Harry Potter ones because you can Google the correct. I don't like that colour. Again, if you get it wrong, you can keep playing until you get the correct. So it's probably a little bit yellower greener, I think. It's not quite. So I normally put kind of a base colour down. That seems a lot stronger than I'm used to, but it's fine, it'll be fine. So all that bottom wing is the same, but the yellow changes. So again, I tap to keep the colours because otherwise I'd forget. So it's kind of a bit not grotty, but it's not as bright in certain areas, so you can kind of tone it down a bit. And then there seems to be kind of a grey colour here. It's not that bright. And if I'm not happy with it, I can go back and change it if I really want to. I think I'm going to take that off. I don't like that colour. It's not quite that one. I'm going to stick with the same one. No, is that one? Confused now. I've managed to confuse myself. Again, sometimes it can take a long time to find your colour. And then I'll keep that one, and I'm just going to start working. See, I don't really think it wants to be, oops, I don't think it wants to be black. Don't be silly. Actually, it was this one I think I was using. It was this one. But I think it's kind of smoke grey. I forgot it was this one I was looking at, but it's not too far out. So it did get a little bit warmer yellow as you went up here. It did get that little bit warmer yellow. I have a little boy just squashed his little fat bottom onto my feet. So it keeps them warm in some ways, but it hurts your ankles in other ways. So again, I've got that little bit of variation there. So I'm going to go with and I did save that colour, because if I get round here, I'll forget where that colour is on here, because there's thousands and thousands of colours, so it's always a good idea to save it. I think I want a bit of a kind of a grey kind of colour going on. I think here it's definitely a black. I think there's definitely this black going on. And it just say I'm 1%. And then of course it becomes a really, really nice strong black there, but as it's coming up here, it gets, shall we say, toned down a little bit. And again, this is where your blending comes. This is why it's a blending marker. It's not a black solid marker. There are black solid markers. Oops, I want to leave a bit of that on at this side. And then I can go back with the dark. And if you want to go up, sometimes if it's a really small area, I will go to 4 or 5. Just so that I can really kind of blend that in to get a more natural colour out. And then black to kind of reiterate that. I can't find my words. So that's normal, and that's 300. Oh, sorry, hand does not like holding anything. So again, this Artrage is very easy to work. It's very easy on the hands. And it's quite nice to work. And we've just got kind of a bit of a tip going on there. So we can kind of just put a little bit more. And just bring that round. And then we do have that lovely black line into there. And then I think I want to kind of go a bit smoky coloured for up here. So we're just going to put a few colours in here. And I would do this if I was doing a watercolour, or if I'm doing pastel pencils. I just get all my colours here ready, so I know what's happening roughly. So we can kind of start, and that's kind of a warmish grey, but that's fine. I think I probably want to be down here a bit, really cooler grey. So you put the cool grey down. What we can do then is we can go to white here and blend, and then we can go dark, the mid grey, and blend back. So I think that's drawn wrong. I think I'm going to take that there. So I'm just going to take that off. Yep, I think that's his body, but I think that should kind of come in and then go down there. I don't think it should, so I think that should go like that. So just put that in there. So we can make that really white. bright highlight that it wants to be. And again, there's going to be that kind of bit here. So you can colour it as you want, or you can follow the other colours. That's a bit warm, is that one? I think that's the better one. You can follow the colours that are on the colour book, or you can follow your own colours, or you can make them up as you go along. I just thought it might be fun to just do this a little bit fancier. It's kind of the wrong shape, but we can jiggle it a little bit, I think. This one again is kind of a bit of the wrong shape, it comes out a bit. And then we can blend that grey back. Oh, Claudia says her Artrage was £4.90 some. I think mine was about £26. But that was for, sorry, I beg your pardon, my Corel, my Artrage ended up about £70. I was a bit cross. But I do like it. For colouring in, it's really, really good. So I'm going to take that grey and put that one in. Probably can have maybe a couple of other. I don't want. No, I don't know. They are probably greeny greys. Actually, I think they are probably a little bit greeny greys. But I would think it's like everything. All butterflies are different, even though we look at them and we think they're all the same. Oh, Alfie, you're so naughty. It must be that time of day for the boys to be bad. So thanks for joining me. It's been a bit disjointed today because I must try and get my laptop sorted out a little bit better. I don't think that's black enough actually. I think we really do want black. And then build this colour back down again. Oh, it's just that bit too warm, but so many nice greys. You've got to be kind of with it. I do like some cooler greys, I think. Then for blending, we need to start some nice blending. And sometimes butterflies are quite symmetrical, so whatever you do on one side, you've got to remember. So it's probably a good idea to do one side and then the other. Oh yes, there is a blender marker as well. Yep, there's all sorts. I work in felt pens. There's a soft marker, a hard marker. I left the cap off, so it's kind of a bit rough, hard tipped and blending. And then you select the pen on settings. So if you press, oh, mine says art pen, and I'm on blending markers, but I like my pressure high, but then that changes down here. So I take mine down to 1, and that gives you your fine blender. So again, just like I did with the oils in Essentials, I went white to dark and then dark to white, and then you get some really nice effects. I think my greys are slightly warm, too warm, more like a grey brown, but it's fine, we can live with that. It's just a colour book. The beauty of this is you can do it again and again. See, this is what confuses me. The drawing isn't anything like the drawing isn't like the butterfly, but it won't be long before you get rid of those lines and you're working from here rather than working from these lines, because these lines are wrong. So it's not long. As soon as you get rid of them, you can start manipulating that shape instead of having that shape. So this one kind of comes in a bit and then it goes out to there. And then we can go back with the white, and we can make that shape again if we want to make that shape. Keep touching the white, you get the highlight. If you just blend, you'll be blending. But I quite like that. And if you press that one, it puts it to its right position, and then you tap twice to 100%. That's your butterfly. Well, it is cheaper than a pile of Copics, it is. But the other thing is, of course, you've got oil paints. I mean, if you press the oil paints, you've got oil brushes, you've got a driest brush, dry clumps, dry varnished, everlasting oil. I work in that sometimes. A normal round brush, square brush, oil brush, thick gloss square, thin, dry, tiny daubs, unclean brush. And then you can reset those with all sorts of other things as well. So when you press your brush, you can do it that way, or you can do it the other way, and then you can change the pressure. There's hundreds of different variations. You can have a lot of paint on your brush and a lot of thinner, or no thinner, a lot of paint for impasto. You can have hardly any and a lot of thinner. So in oils that would be gloss, would be terps, but in watercolors it'd be water. And then you've got the pressure, so if you press down or light, however you like to work. I normally have my pressures quite high because I just stroke the top. And there's no mess, of course, no mess, no paintbrushes to clean, no smell, no nothing. And you can use the tubes of paint, and like I said, the tubes of paint you can just daub big, oops, so you can have, oh, so that's the gloop pen. I haven't quite got the gloop pen yet. Tubes of paint. you can press tubes of paint. You can have hard squeeze or smooth, and you can, you can squeeze hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth. And when you're doing landscapes, I can do this over the butterfly because you can press back. When you go over the landscapes, you can put your blues and your greens and your dark greens, and you can press your roller and have a big roller. And what this does is it will give you some really gorgeous backgrounds to start. So I mean, look at that, to do a night or day or whatever. So you can do this. I mean, this is just awesome. And then if you think, well, actually I want that a bit paler, go back to the tube, squish some blue paint and then some pale paint, and then if you put some white up here and there, go back to your roller and then kind of just, right, I'm going to just roll this, mix this up. You can start again or just mix it in and roll it up. There we go, roll it round. Depending on which way you go, you've got another different background. So you can do lots of things. And then the one thing you can do is, that was thick oil paint. You can then get a pencil and you can draw in pencil on top of oil. You can take a watercolor and you can do a watercolor wash over oil in any color you want. So you're blending watercolor with oil paint, and that has got to be amazing. And if you get my old Dell XT3, they're about £250. It turns into a palm top with its own pen, and you can just draw, and you don't even need a tablet. I love my other one. So I've done all that, and all I do is think, oh, I don't like that. Now you can't do this with any other. This is the only one I know you can go back indefinitely. So I just put oil paints on top of there and I've got rid of it. So I really love that. Really love that. I am addicted to playing. Again, so all these colours here, when I go into this next time, because I won't finish it because which one is it called? I can save. I might just press the little. Oh, I'll go back to if I press my blendable pen, it's taking me back to my pen that I was using. And if I just press save, I need to name it, so I'm going to call it Butterfly. And it says there, save Artrage page PTG. You want to change that? Oh, it won't let you. It automatically saves it. If you work in others, like I worked in Essentials Corel, you'll need to save it as a riff. If you save it as a riff, it lets you go back in and play with it. If you just save it as a PDF and go back in, it won't let you rework it. So you've got to remember to do that. So I've saved that now, so I can go in there. But so it's here now. It's called Butterfly. There's also a button that says recent, so it's going to bring all the ones I've just done recently. So if I go into Tut 2, That's going to bring my Kirby Roseanne. And it's brought everything up I used. It's brought the pen that I used, it's brought the colours that I've used, and it's got the little however I use that particular page, it's brought it up. So again, 300, and I've used my blendable pens for that. And I love that. You've just got to remember to press the button down as if it's right click. That's what you're doing really. So I really enjoyed playing with this, and I've got a really nice highlight going down here. So I had a touch of blue and a touch of blue, and then I had 3 blues. If I go up here carefully, oops, these are the blues and golds I was using. I think they were for mice. I don't know what was the grey. Oh, the elephant. I was doing an elephant one. So you could normally save them. So I could save my colours for this page, but I didn't do that to start with. So if I just go on recent, should find the elephant. Did I double click it? I mean, I've double clicked it. Come on. It's not bringing it out. Don't know why. Don't know what I've done. Oh, it's not bringing it out. So then I haven't done anything to that. So if I press, no, I don't want to do that either. I can just, do I do that? Yes, do that one. Whoops, I come out of it. Sorry about that. Oh, come back in. Come back. All is forgiven. Come back. I think that's the button I want. No, it isn't. That's not the button I want. Close painting. Do I want to save it? No. Switch probably back to our butterfly. And there's airbrush, and there's fine pens. This is a new one I've not played with. This is the custom brushes. So you can customize your own brushes. So we've got customized brushes that you can download. Lots of artists on digital artists have made their own brushes up. There's artistic brushes. So we've got all these kind of beautiful brushes here. Then we've got blenders. And we've got fun brushes, which are just pretty ones. And we've got hatchings and cross hatchings, so that'd be quite good. So you don't have to upload anybody's art. You can just go off and do your own thing. So lots and lots of things to do in there. I haven't had a proper play with it, but it's just good fun. It's good fun. So I'm going to have a bit of a play with his body. I'm just going to see if I can get his body. Oopsie. And then, I'm going to try and get this orange. Oops, let me get this orange colour. Oh, that's not the right one. I do want that leaf though. I do like those leaves. Don't know where he's gone now. Come back, Mr. Butterfly. Well, actually it was between that one and that one. So we had a bit of a yellow thing going on. So what you can do is, if we look at this yellow here and we press, this is the yellow that we were playing with. When I press the grey, all this changes into where this colour is. That's my colour there. If I press an orange, everything changes, so it's that colour and that tone. If I press white, not particularly white, the blue, it's blue and that tone. This is the tone, this is the colour. Tone, shade, light. The green goes to green, where to find it, and then, but I would never find that again because it's just too small to find. There's thousands and thousands of colours. So by saving it, so what happens is if I go to this yellow here, which was here, I tap that, this has taken me to this colour here. So if I go a little bit lighter and tap this, normally I do it together, I know that's a shade lighter. In fact, I'm going to tap that one and then I'm going to tap that one, so I've got them both. Then I can come down here and do a shade darker. Or I can move this and become an orangier colour, which is what's happening up here. That's kind of a nice colour. So we're playing with this colour to kind of get this into its warm orangey glow. So I've got quite a few yellows, and bear in mind I'm blending them as well. Excuse me. So that's like having 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 blendable markers, 11 blendable markers, but I've got thousands here. But I can tap, so instead of putting pens down and putting the top back on, I can just tap. And bearing in mind, you just print these out the same. So I haven't printed any out because I haven't worked out how to do it. And my printer's not working at the moment because my printer is in here and the internet isn't very good in here. But I'm going to move the printer. And then I want to print some out so you can see just how good they are. But people do print out their art on canvas, so you can do it. You just have to set, when you go first in here and you press new painting, you set new painting, you set your canvas size and your preset size, and you do all your sizes and select your canvas. So whether you want a rough canvas, a watercolor, an oil, whatever you want, this is where you select this. I don't do that. I just open it and I'm playing on plain paper. I don't have any back. Oh, I've just opened a new one. Let me just put my... So I've just scanned in an image. I forgot what I was doing now. Oh, the yellows. So we take that yellow, and I'm not on my blendable marker, so I've tapped my marker, back on my marker again. And it's getting kind of just subtly warmer. And there seems to be, so I can block this colour in and it's in then. So by the time we get up here, we've got a really nice, oops, wrong bit. And again, the butterfly's not drawn the same, so it's kind of throwing me a bit. So that's all black. That's the yellow, that's the black. Oh no, that's the yellow then. don't have to be very neat, because remember, we're going to blend that when we come to it. I just wanted to get the colour in. Very similar when you're doing an oil painting. So round about here, I kind of want this to be in between. But I want it to be quite warm. So when we take that back to, we want to be able to see that that's gone from that yellow to that orange. And then we can take that really nice. I think it's probably a little bit too dark. Is that, maybe that was a better one. So again, you can take notice of your colour book or reality. And then we've got these greys and this really dark colour. So we've already got this colour here that we've been using. And if you use it in the direction of where things were, it's not sometimes a bit easier. And then I want some grey around the edges. I want to get some of those grey veins in there, so of course we can put some more. It's obviously not going to be exactly. They seem to be kind of rounded off a little bit more than they are here. And possibly a bit more, so if we carry on we can really get that to be blended. If we really wanted to look to see if that should be blended, to be a bit more natural. But you need both colours together for that. And then you can get those shapes that you need. And as long as you keep touching colour, you'll come back to your original colour. But I don't think these are quite the colour they should be. And that can look kind of a bit grubby, but when you take it back to its original colour, it's going to look quite nice. Excuse me, the voice is going a bit yuck. Oh, thank you, Claudia. It's coming along, it's coming along. And again, love playing with a very, very fine brush. So it's not cheating. It takes hours and hours and hours to do this. Just like it would if you were picking markers up or pencils up and blending them. I can't do that, but I can scratch this little fat chunky pen. And when this hand gets tired, I can alter it. And again, that's what I love. I can just about manage to move this round so that I can use it with my right hand. So I can tap, and I'm not particularly precise, but I can use my other hand when my left hand is bad. And that has to be so amazing. And if I do kind of go, bleh, I just tap that back button and it's gone. If you did that in your favourite colour book, you would be mortified. Now, I probably would leave the very, very fine stuff to my other hand, but seeing as the fact I can still colour and get the majority of it done with my right hand, that so saves my left hand. So again, even if it was just for that. So I really loved it for that particular reason. Now, I don't want to blend the bottom because obviously there's nothing there. So I can go down and just kind of get a bit of shape into this. And the more you tap, the more real colour you get. So if you get too much black, you just kind of get rid of it. Because eventually you can blend it out. So again, I love that. And it's a little bit weird working with the wrong hand, but it doesn't take long to kind of get comfortable with it. And anything that's really precise, I'll just leave for my left hand. But any kind of big blending, first blending, you can do with your right hand. It gives your other hand a rest, and you can't possibly do that. Or it would be rather difficult to do that with your other hand, because a pencil's a pencil and you have to hold it in a certain way. This, I'm holding between two fingers and just scratching it across. And believe me, my thumbs do not do anything. So you can do all sorts of things. And again, I love that. So put some more colour into things. So that's really good as well. Because it's not until a bit later I realised that my hand hurts. So, and then if you press that little top corner, it instantly makes it upright, and then reduce it to 100 and put it where you want it. So I did like the colours of that leaf that butterfly was on. Somewhere we found. Again, I like those greens, so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to see if I can match a few of these greens up. And then by touching a little bit one way and another, you get highlights and lowlights. Not many, just you don't need many, you just need half a dozen, that's all. That's too yellowy, that one. So I do the mid colour and blow this up to 300. And again, this is the job for the right hand. You can make your felt pen bigger if you want, but you don't have to. So you can kind of block in some colour. But of course, where that butterfly is, it's going to be a darker tone, so you can automatically put that a darker tone. Because we know that butterfly is going to create a shadow. And then we cut it up, maybe a little bit of a lighter colour. And this is where you can blend, so you can get some nice kind of warm colours. But don't forget to tap it and put it in your palette, because you've got it then. So I want to keep some of these veins because I'm not sure what I want to do with them. But if I want to go over them, that's fine. And again, I think I might just go for a bit of a yellowy green as well, just to kind of give that kind of mottled look. And you're blending, so you're still blending, you're still blending. So we've got kind of a lot of those kind of I don't know what colours they are, but you can still play about and find the colours you want, and then you can put these veins in as you want and blend colours in. Now that's not blending like I wanted it to. Settings. Some colours can completely disappear. And again, if you're not happy, have a quick look at it, think about the colours. I don't think I like those colours. I think I'm going for olives, so I'm going to take all that off. And a big tap takes quite a lot off. And then you're back where you started. Did that make any sense? Oh, come on, pen. What I might do is I might just stop. How are we doing for time? I might just stop this video. So I'm really impressed with that. I like it. I like the fact that it's got a little bit more realism. And again, that's because I've gone over I've made a layer and I've gone over it. So I'm not touching any of the original drawing. I am over the top. So none of this black line is smudging. So I can go over the top. So I'm going to come out of there. Excuse me. I want to. Oh no, I can't go in there. I might do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll show you my daughter's little tablet, and that attaches to any laptop or any computer. You don't need any screen, and you only have to spend about £50. So and you can still work in Artrage. It's still just as easy. So that's another thing to think about. So you can have Artrage and buy or whichever software, and buy a little tray. This little it looks like a mouse pad. It's about this size. It's a bit bigger than this, and it's got and you just again tap. It brings up this. Sorry, it doesn't bring up this. It brings up this on your laptop or your screen for your computer, and you have like a blank. How can I explain? It's like this, but it's black, and you draw on here, and you look at your screen. But you're drawing on here. You're drawing on a plain black mouse pad, like a mouse pad, and you get the pen and you draw on here, but you look at your screen. And they're about £50, but they are fantastic, and the pens are so responsive. And as I say, I bought one for my daughter for her 17th, and she's using it at uni. Have you got any questions? So I go back to my other butterfly. So at the bottom we have this. I thought we had this butterfly. It looks like this one, but he's got his wings kind of open. We have the caterpillar with the green line down it. So we've got some really nice colours there. Just let me see if I can find this other one. There he is. Oh look, we found one. So I'm actually going to screenshot this. And that's something else I do quite a lot, because that means I'm not using the internet, and I have a screenshot. Oops, and the butterfly was that one. Excuse me. And so now I can actually leave the internet and open up my album, and I can pick on this one here. He's got quite a stripy body and some big black googly eyes, and quite a lot of blue. He's got the same blue dots. Again, I can go up here and I can touch that pale blue. Oh, maybe I didn't save it. I thought I had saved it. Not sure. Maybe I didn't save it. It was a little bit bluer than that, wasn't it? Probably that was the blue. And they are definitely not kind of circles. They are kind of definitely not circles. And this one has it all the way around. Now we've drawn hearts on that one. I don't think they're really hearts, are they? So we can have a real good look at this one. This is what's making me want to start to make my own colour pages, because I've got to the point where I think I can draw better. So I want to start drawing my own colour pages. Oh, that's good. That's good, Claudia. That's good. Have I frozen? Have I frozen? Let's see if I've frozen. I do like drawing on the screen, I have to say. But I have sat and drawn, you know, if this was, you know, if this wasn't Christmas or birthday, then I couldn't afford this. It would have to be one of the other ones. I'm going to think that we might have the same yellow in there. But the beauty of it is you can actually pick and choose, and we've got some yellow going around there. And again, just like oils, you block in the colours to get a main colour, and then what you can do is then you put your darks and your lights in there, and your details, and then more lights and darks, more detail, finer detail, more lights and darks. But you always start off with a block, or I do, with a block of colour. I think it could be a little bit, maybe a little bit warmer. So if I put that one over there, that's going to warm that one up. And again, you can look and think, well, it's different kind of colours around here. And then we've kind of got this going on to there. And then we've got that nice dark, probably darker than that one. That one's probably the one that's round here. It's like a grey black, a greeny grey black. So we can get that in, and then that's kind of a browny colour. Oh, what was the do it for? Sorry, I've done something else since then. What was the do it for? Sorry, Claudia, I missed that. Was that getting my daughters out? She's got some work on it, so I don't move it. She's doing her uni work on it. But I'll ask her tonight if she'll set it up for me tomorrow. You only plug it in, but I really don't want to unplug it because I don't know what she's doing. So then we want a kind of a darker one. Oh, did you just... Sorry, my brain's not working today. Was that to do my own artwork? Yeah, I've asked for the photographs of Selby Abbey. And I've even thought about taking this and putting it on the easel, sitting it up, putting it on the easel and drawing from it. So I can stand there and draw like this. Or sit. Sit in the wheelchair. That's what I might do one day. So again, I think this is kind of a bit darker than this is going to be a kind of a... I think it's more of a darker brown though. I think it's more of a brown. There's a little bit of warmth to this area. But there's quite a lot of colours going on here. But you can just put these colours in here first. So as on my website, I was going to put, which I haven't even looked at for weeks, I keep forgetting. I'm going to put some I thought about putting, I wonder if it's, oh, it's got white on it, that's what it is. So it has a white tip on the end there. I thought about putting up some stained glass windows for people to kind of download and colour in. And if anybody wanted to donate £1 or £2 to Selby Abbey, then it can go straight to the Abbey. There'll be a link to the Abbey website where you can donate $1 or £1 or something. So I thought that would be quite good, and it would be good for the Abbey as well. So again, don't have any straight lines on butterflies, so kind of, I think I want that to come through here. So it doesn't take you long to kind of work out, kind of, you know, to change things and darken things up a little bit. So I quite like that, it's coming along, and again what you do is you just, if you're having a think about it, tap the bottom button and then have a look. Yes, make my own colouring books. There's so many windows in the Abbey. A slight bunny trail. There's so many windows that I thought each colour book could be about one window, because they are absolutely amazing. So the 5 pages, and then a page with it all on, and then each individual here, so there'll be 6, 7 and 8 and 9. So I'm sure I can get quite a lot. I can get about 12 pages in a book from every window, because it would be nice to do some detail. So a section, you can put some detail, and then a section to see the whole thing. Let me have a look. Again, that's another one. So, you know, there's patterns and stained glass colours. So there'd be in a series as in the windows. Oh, they are pretty amazing, Selby ones. And of course, we've got the Washington window, where the Washington United States Stars and Stripes came from, because he came from Wrestle. So in the Abbey, on one of the sections, that's the Washington window, where Washington's seamstress was looking to design the Stars and Stripes flag, and she found the family crest. But there's some really, really fabulous colouring in things. I can't get my words out today. One of them has 70 sections. I can't remember which one it is. This one. This no, not this one. So I mean, there's a lot of detail on there, and I really want to get all the detail in there. So I thought I'd try to draw those. And they all tell a story. There's all part of Selby history and of the Bible, so everything's important. But of course the colours are amazing. So that's for me to do, and I didn't think I'd be able to do that because I can't pick a pen up anymore. That's why I failed at Inktober, and it really knocked me. But then I realised I cannot use a thin pen, but I can actually draw with this. So hopefully that should be okay. So there's lots and lots of windows, and then there's lots of images as well. Selby Abbey. I think I've got, those aren't my photographs. These are some of my photographs and my poor attempt at drawing. So let me find that. They may not be on this one. I think there are some on this one. I've taken the little sim out and changed it, so I've switched sims, so maybe they're not on here. No, because I've got wedding photographs on here, so I do take quite a lot of photographs. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit of a lunatic when it comes to photographs. I do think that I had some of the Abbey on here. No, I haven't got any of the Abbey on here. I must have taken them off. Can't believe that. Oh, tell a lie, there is one. There's two there. That's a lovely one that I've tried to sketch. Some gorgeous carvings. So there's lots and lots of things to sketch and draw in there. So maybe come the summer, I might try and do a mini series of art in the Abbey, because there's some really, really, you know, even from the other side, these carvings are quite spectacular. And the gargoyles. Oops. What was the one that? Nope. I can't see it. So there's lots and lots of things to do. But as I said, I do like working here, and then you can kind of move this about a bit, and then when you've coloured all around it, what you can do is you can actually tap to do a very simple background. If I get that up, there was a pale background. So if you press the bucket and press that button, oh, it's done it. Actually, it's done it, I think. That's the only thing I like about it, is I can do a background, because I don't normally do backgrounds. So yes, it's actually done it for me. Look, so it's made that gorgeous soft background colours. But if we look in here, we've missed some, so we can fill the bucket, and which is the leaf. I think that's, oh, and there. So I thought that was quite neat. So if we look at this now, it's done, it's finished the background for us. So I quite like that. I think that fit in there as well, because you could never get that lovely flat background. Now what you can do, some people can go over with another layer and make the background and then put it back on, but I don't really fancy doing that. So this is just my version of it. So I need to save that colour, and I'm just going to actually put a whole row of the same one, because I know what it is then. I know it's the background. That'll remind me it's the back. You can actually name them. If you right click it, it says no name on it there. If you press this button, you can add a name, so you can name all the colours if you wanted. So you could do Hooker's green, or you could do all your greens. You could name all your colours you found. But as I say, I use it very simply. Oh yes, button, it's fantastic. And I think I've frozen. Don't know what's happened. I think I've frozen. So now I've got a background, and I can play. I think that actually might be another leaf. I think that's another leaf. And they look like strawberries, and they look like grapes. So, and again, seeing that background, I may want to change it, but seeing that is now going to change, you know, how this sits, instead of having a black background. So I quite like that. I quite like that idea, and I quite like the colours that I've got. But it's not a cheats way, because it takes a long time, but it allows you to play with markers, airbrush, all sorts of other things that you wouldn't be able to normally do. So I'm going to save that, and so it's going to keep everything I've done. So now if I press the back button, it's not going to do anything. I don't think it's going to do anything. Oh yes, it will do. It will undo. Sorry, it will undo. Yeah. Oops. And yeah, so you go until it's clear, till it's not green anymore, and then you know you can't redo. So if you take something too far, you can take it back. Again, I love that, because I can make lots of mistakes. I can make lots of mistakes. So thank you for watching. I'm going to stop this particular one. Again, I really like it, so that will print out if I wanted to. And again, you know, I've now got this colour here. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a cloner. No, I don't know what a cloner. I want to just have. I can just tap that and tap this all over where it's missing, basically here. If I want to take this further. So wherever you've missed, you can tap the little back button, the little bucket, and then take it back to its pen, and you've got your fine pen again. So quite enjoy playing with that, and I just actually photocopied that. That's a photocopy scanned in. It's nothing particular. So I'm going to finish this particular one, and because I think it's gone on long enough. So I've started the colours here, and I may change those slightly just so that it looks better. They look slightly better than those. Either tone those down and warm those up a bit. But I like the fact that I've started this blending process. So blending with this blending pen is really, really nice. So thank you for watching, and thanks. If you've got any suggestions, pop them in the comments box, and like and subscribe. That would be good. That tells me that there are things you like, and if there's things you don't like, I don't mind you pressing the back button, but please tell me why, because I can't get better if you don't tell me why. So hopefully these videos are slightly better than they have been, because I'm using a different laptop, which is now having a moment. In a second I will come out of here. Oh, I can come out of it this way. So I saved it. I want to oh, this was the other one that I was having a look at, actually, was the Colin Thompson one. I thought that would be quite good to do as well. This was the original one we were doing. In fancy colours. It's taking a long time to save that. So thank you for watching.